few other devices that are sometimes used, like going from a jig to a reel. So before I discuss that, it might be worth explaining the difference between a jig and a reel, because many people are a little bit unsure about what that's all about. The typical dance in the UK is based on just kind of walking, essentially walking in times. There's a left or right, left or right, kind of a spring, and there's a certain kind of a walking tempo that feels normal and natural. If we were, let's say, elephants, walking would feel different. Different tempo would feel natural to them, and if we were mice, a different tempo would feel natural to them. But being is that most humans are kind of in this range of 90 pounds to 200 pounds, and we're basically built in a similar kind of body structure. So this tempo is pretty much comfortable for most people, and it's a range of about, on average, between 100 beats a minute and 120 beats a minute, with the ideal being about 112 for contra dance. And there is a range, of course, like the original dances from the British Isles tend to be just a little bit quicker, because some of the maneuvers are less on the walking and more on the kind of the skipping kind of thing. So they might be up around 118, 120, but in that basic range of 100 to 120 beats a minute would be about like this. And so all of contra dance is built around that basic movement of left, right, just as sort of a springy walking step. So then how would that correspond to what the musician would choose to play? Well, if the musician chose to play simply one note on each of the supposed dance steps, it would sound maybe a little bit like this. And so forth and so forth. Very dull, not very musical. So generally people don't really do that. Let's see what would happen if two notes are played on each of the dance steps by the dancers. Well, maybe slightly better, but still very dull. Musically speaking, there wouldn't be really all that much to excite the dancers, nor the musicians actually. So let's see if we can fill up each of those footsteps with more notes. How about 3 notes? So that'd be like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So for example, all of a sudden magic starts to happen, because it gives more of a lilt. So for example, the jig that I was playing. So we have a nice lilt going. Okay, well, let's see if we added 4 notes, what that would sound like. So for example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sounds great. Very exciting, very fun to play, fun to listen to, fun to dance to. So that works out great. And what about 5 notes per beat? Let's see, that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very hard to play, almost impossible actually, and very hard to kind of decipher what's going on there. I mean, I suppose if you're from Macedonia or something like that, and you used to listening to kind of really crazy music divided in that way, it may be very energizing, but for most of us in the US and British Isles and so forth, that doesn't really quite hit it. 5 notes per beat isn't really workable. 6 notes per beat, even harder to fit all that stuff in, just doesn't really feel danceable. So the upshot is that 3 notes or 4 notes are the 2 preferred methods of constructing melodies. And And let's see how that would work. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That would be like J-I-G, J-I-G, J-I-G. You've got to call it something, so we're going to call it a jig. J-I-G. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. R-E-E-L, 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 R. Reel. We've got to call it something, call it a reel. So jigs and reels in contra dance are, they rule. That's what we do. We do either jigs or reels.